What's up, everybody? Welcome into another edition of the Hoops Betting Hour, presented by Pickswise, empowered, as always, by FanDuel. Hope you're having a great day. I am the big man on campus. We are here on a Sunday, May 16, 2021, the final day of the NBA regular season. And again, we saw it yesterday. We're going to see it today. A lot to shake out. There are games that mean something. There are games that don't mean something. There are teams that will tank to lose certain games so they don't have to play certain teams, because that is a thing this year, especially with the Lakers and the Nuggets and all sorts of other teams. So we'll break it all down. We'll go through the props. We'll go through each game, what we like, games we're just going to skip because they don't mean anything, and it's really just throwing darts on what's going to happen on who's going to play. So a lot to do today, a lot to get to. We got 15 games. We're going to fly through them here. So pay attention. Get ready. Spread Astaire joins me again. Spread was on yesterday. He's on today. Spread, how you doing?
I'm doing great, man. Looking forward to breaking down this card.
Yeah, a lot obviously to get into. So we're going to jump right into it. As always, thank you for watching. Thank you for joining us here on Pickswise. The YouTube channel subscribers continue to go up. That was the goal when we started all this back in March, and we continue to add to that. So if you enjoy the show, maybe show it to a friend, maybe retweet it on Twitter. And if you enjoy it and you're new around here, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you support the channel. Anytime you watch a video, if you like it, you should always hit the like button. It's helpful to any content creator or people that are looking to create content, that are groups, that is. So little housekeeping quickly. We will not have a show tomorrow. Okay, there's no NBA. There's nothing to talk about. So there's no show. We'll be back on Tuesday. We'll go after it on Tuesday. So no show tomorrow. So if you're a regular, you like joining us here, you're not going to see anything tomorrow. Okay, spread. Let's get into it. We've got a lot going on here. Let's bang them out. We'll start it out. 1:15 Eastern. Boston Celtics taking on the Knicks up in the Garden. For one team, this one is, pretty important. But you know what, Spread? Okay, let me ask you. When you look at the Knicks, I guess winning, they'll gain the 4 seed, right?
Mm-hmm.
Automatically?
Yep.
So it means something to them, as we know. But to the Boston Celtics, this game means nothing. Okay, they cannot advance their standing. They cannot go down in their standing. They're going to play on Tuesday. It's that simple. Who they play is going to be a question, but they're playing for nothing, and that's pretty evident in their lineup decisions as far as who's in and who's out. No Fournier, no Tatum, Kemba's out. I don't believe Marcus Smart's going to play. Jaylen Brown's been out, so you're going to be rolling today with Pritchard, Grant Williams, Tremont Waters. Taco Fall probably plays at some point. So it's going to be a ragtag group of third stringers for the Celtics. We yesterday, Spread, were able to hit with the Knicks. That was my one winner yesterday. Listen, I will say on a day like yesterday, I'm not exactly – I don't love 1 and 2. I don't hate 1 and 2 either. I just don't want to go 0 and 3. But one winner I did have yesterday was the Knicks first half. I mean, how do you not go back to the well again? I mean, when you're looking here, the Knicks were obviously very good yesterday in the first half. They were very good in dispelling their opponent. Celtics, you have to figure, are going to struggle, especially this group against this defense. I think the Knicks, obviously, you want to get this game out of the way quickly. I would imagine at half, you want to have this game, you want to be up significantly. I've always looked at games like this. Look, I'm just going to assume they're up 10 here at the half. As long as they're up by more than 7.5, I'm happy with that. It's just one of those. We've obviously talked how good the Knicks are at home as a favorite. Against the spread as a home favorite in the first half this year, 15-3. So, look, I'm gladly going to be on that. And you look at the number here, Spread, the actual game number is 12. First half, 7.5. So they're shading it to the first half. They know people are going to play the first half. Look, if it loses, it loses. If they're up 3 here, 4, 5, whatever, salud. I'm playing the Knicks first half here.
I mean, I completely agree. It's been one of the best bets in basketball this season. It's our last opportunity to take care of it, take advantage of it, right? Because what do the Knicks do better than anyone this season? And when you're putting your money down, you want to know this, and that's try hard, right? In the playoffs, that little advantage that they have that they've been using all season, it disappears, right? So this is really our last opportunity to take advantage of it. I love it. I'm with you here. And the other one that I was looking for that I couldn't find, but maybe you guys can, in the DraftKings and the FanDuel markets that offer more player props. I like Jabari Parker to have a big day today. I think that they run the offense through him. He's always been a good scorer. The reason he doesn't get minutes is his inability to play defense. And, if you're up on FanDuel, I'm in California. I don't have it. But if you have FanDuel, I would look for maybe a Jabari Parker player prop as well.
Yeah, you look at yesterday, 17 minutes, had 9 points, 3 boards. Not a bad one. That's a good call, especially when you're looking at, kind of the other side of the coin. There is no prop currently for Jabari at FanDuel, but keep your eyes peeled for one. That could be a good one. There's actually no player props for these Celtics, so they're still hashing those out. First half Knicks seems like a good one. -7.5, we're playing it. Next one, Hornets at Wizards. Hornets 5.5 point dogs currently, total 227.5. Wizards, they're in the play-in game, right? When you look currently at the Eastern Conference standings, Wizards in 9th. They're not gonna. I guess they could fall to 10th.
Yes,
or no,
they
would
could.
play the. Yeah, they're gonna. I guess it's Hornets Wizards. They could be in the 8th or the 9th or the 10th. It's really there's still some things up in the air. So, but either way, they're going to be in the play-in game. It's really a separation of can the Hornets, can they beat the Hornets here and play it in just one playing game instead of two. So both teams playing for something here, right? You want to get the 8 seed because that means you only have to play one playing game as opposed to two. So this is a big game for both teams. The question is, does Bradley Beal play? He is questionable according to Brooks. We'll see if he plays. We've talked about it time and time again. Charlotte has not been great offensively, particularly over the last month or so. Defense continues to struggle, Spread. We know that. We know the breakneck speed that the Wizards play at. They want to go up and down. They want to attack downhill. They want Russell Westbrook and Beal in the transition game. Spread, you look at Beal. You look at Westbrook. We know how good he's been, triple doubles, all that sort of thing. But what's incredible is the assist numbers recently. 7 straight games, he's had 15 or more assists. Pretty incredible. You look at his assist number today, 15.5 in one game. That's his player prop. It's crazy. I did have some pushback on this one. I'm not running to the window to bet it. I kind of like the over here. I feel like any over-under that you can get with the Wizards under 230, I think generally is interesting to me. I think Charlotte will obviously have to get going with the tempo here. They're going to have to attack downhill. We know how Miles Bridges, he's a little bit more helpful offensively. Maybe this offense starts to kind of get going a little bit. You would hope. I'm going to lean on an over here. Is it a best bet? Probably not. But I think if we get Beal, that obviously help that. We know Charlotte's defense sucks. We know the Wizards' defense sucks. I'm going to lean on an over here, 228.5.
Yeah, I think that's a fantastic call. Obviously, it's down a little because it's the morning start, and those traditionally trend under. So the books will already put the number 3 to 4 points lower than a model would indicate. I do like your look of the over there, and we've talked about Charlotte's inability to defend inside, no rim protection. Who's going to take advantage of that? Russell Westbrook. But on the other end, I do like Charlotte to keep it close. I don't think the Wizards can stop Charlotte either. I think we'll have a track meet, and I think this game's going to come down to the end. And what's one thing that we've seen from the Wizards all year, especially during this winning streak when they've been cashing a lot of tickets for us? First half hasn't been very good. There's a lot of games where they're down by 7, 12 in the third, and they make a run and they end up winning at the end. I could kind of see that playing out again today here. I like Charlotte plus the points, but I think your over is the best look in this game.
When you look at overs, guard-oriented games. This is guard city here. LaMelo, Rozier, Westbrook, hopefully Beal. Look at the first time these two teams played. They got to 218. And you'll say to yourself, why do you only get to 218? LaMelo Ball didn't play. Bradley Beal didn't play. There were some big important pieces out. Okay, you want those kind of guards in games like this. This should be a fun game, fun offensive game. Two good point guards, 2 point guards that are going to be going downhill. So yeah, it should be a good one. This is an important game for both teams. Next one, Pacers at Toronto. Pacers laying 5.5, total 227. When you look at the Pacers, obviously they're another team that can kind of do some leapfrogging. All these teams play at the same time, so this is another group in the Pacers that are going to give max effort. But here's the issue for the Pacers. I mean, this is their 6th game spread in 8 days. A lot of games here for them. We saw Sabonis not play yesterday. LeVert did. I'd have to imagine we'll see Sabonis today. We'll see a pretty good compliment for the Pacers. Raptors are out. They're not going to make the playoffs. They've given up. You can't expect them to give an effort. Why is this number only 5? Am I missing something here?
I'm not sure either. Maybe the Domantas Sabonis questionable tag. We know that Lamb and Sumner are out. I think a positive development for the Pacers was Brogdon being questionable here. Trent Jr. and Boucher went from doubtful to questionable in the time that I've been up this morning, so maybe they will run. I saw some quotes with Nurse around Boucher and his development, so wouldn't be surprised if Boucher played. Maybe that's the reason here. I think this is a really tough game to handicap. Indiana needs it. Toronto doesn't. Toronto's been 1-5 against the spread. They've pretty much folded as they've sit their normal starting 5 for the past 4 to 5 games. So I can't get involved on the Toronto side. It's weird. Doesn't Indiana almost seem too easy here?
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of your concern. I will say, when you're looking at this game, I don't think I'm going to play it, but I would look maybe a prop here. Mm-hmm. I mean, I think we have to kind of just give him some credit. Domantas Sabonis, if he plays, I think props with him make a lot of sense here. I don't – whatever the Toronto Raptors throw out there, I mean, even if it's Boucher, I don't care. I mean, this is a bad rebounding team. This is a bad front court for the most part. We're not going to see the big boys for the Raptors today. You look at during May spread, Sabonis, 23 points a game, 14 boards, 11 assists. He's shooting 43% from 3, 62% from 2, 129 offensive rating. He has been on fire. I think he's obviously the big catalyst today. The number does seem a bit low, though. That was my thought as well. I think the Pacers probably get it done, but I think one thing we know about this group, the old issue always comes up with the Pacers is the defensive issues. Mm-hmm. I liked them yesterday under 109.5. It almost got there. I don't know what the Lakers are doing yesterday defensively. That was kind of a disappointment. Just seemed a little too easy for Indiana. And you know what? This is a good point by one of the chat people here, Gabe Tadino. Indiana seems about as easy as Minnesota was. That's a good point. 2 teams I don't want to lay points with. So that's an interesting point. And in these kind of spots, I know we can almost we want to venture and say that the game doesn't mean anything for Raptors, and it doesn't. But you know who it does mean something to, Spread? The players that are out there playing.
Right.
So,
Flynn, Stanley Johnson, right? These guys
Jalen
are trying to establish themselves. Yep.
Kem Birch. You know what these guys you know what Kem Birch is trying to do? You know what all these guys are trying to do? They're trying to show the ownership and people that matter and other teams even that they're worth the money, right?
Yep.
And they know in the NBA, you know what you do? You get paid. You look at the rotation, though. They're only throwing out about 7 guys, the Raptors. So they're, this is who we got. This is who we're running out there. Nice effort the other night against the Mavs. So do you just scrap and say over here and just assume that the Raptors aren't going to defend and this is going to be up and down and it's like 127, 124 or something?
Yeah, that seems good. My worry is that you could get a flat spot from the Raptors here, and Indiana could run away with it, but there's no way I would play an under in this game.
Raptors have
over or pass.
Well, and again, here's the issue. For as hard as the Raptors try, they don't have much talent, and they haven't scored. You look at outside over the last 4 games; these are their point totals: 99, 96, 102, 110. So it's tough to back an over with the Raptors, but I'm looking at some bonus props. We'll see if he plays. There's still nothing for that. Next one, Suns and the San Antonio Spurs are back-to-back here. Suns blew out the Spurs yesterday. This game's off the board currently. I'm not really sure why. Last time I saw it was Suns 9.5, total 225.5. Still no 8 for the Suns. Obviously, the Suns need to win. The problem is the Suns do not control their own destiny. They need to win, and they need to hope that the Kings beat the Utah Jazz, which is probably easier said than done. Probably not going to happen, as we know. But I'm not backing the Spurs here. This is pretty simple for me. I don't really know who plays for San Antonio. San Antonio is kind of locked into that 10 spot. They can't move up. They are who they are. They got to play on Tuesday. Probably is another blowout spot, you'd imagine.
Yeah, I think the line went off the board. We got a little injury news here. So Rudy Gay and DeJounte Murray are now in.
Okay.
Patty Mills is now out. Trey Lyles is out too, but I don't think he moved that line. It was probably Patty Mills being out and Gay Murray being in. Probably reopens maybe at -8 now. Yeah,
it definitely helps the Spurs a little bit. Down to 9, so it's moved down a half a point. I got to tell you, if you get Walker, Keldon Johnson, Murray, and Gay, I don't hate that group. I mean, 9's a lot of points. Spurs are decent defensively. I know yesterday, it was an ugly one. But a back-to-back, all you really need to do is win. I mean, they did lose by 37 yesterday, though, so I don't know. It's the last game of the season. If this were a week ago, I'd probably play it, but I'm not. Lean Spurs, lean over probably, but a tough one, really. What do you think? You having anything?
I would lean the Spurs too. It's been weird this season with these back-to-backs where like a lot of times the team will win by 30 the next time and then they just lose straight up the next night out. I lean with you on the Spurs as well, but there's no reason to get involved because as easy it is for me to envision that, it's also easy to envision yesterday running out the same. And remember, the Spurs are going to have to play Tuesday or Wednesday while the Suns get a week off.
Yeah.
So if they do get down tonight, even though we do like that starting 5, they get down by 10 or 15, they don't need the game at all. They're 10 no matter what happens today. No matter what happens out of every single game, they will be the 10 seeds. So they get down, and I can see Pop pulling everybody.
Yeah, you look at Lonnie Walker yesterday, 23 minutes, he had no points. He was 0 for 9 from the floor, 0 for 5 from 3. It was an ugly night for Lonnie Walker. He didn't score. You look at a couple other guys. I mean, nobody did anything. I think Pop doesn't want to be embarrassed again. You don't want to lose by 37. Right. You throw a couple guys out there. They just didn't have a ton of scoring yesterday. Over, I think, makes a little sense here. But you're right. It could mean very little late. So Spurs aren't moving. So ultimately, probably a pass. Grizzlies and the Warriors. Warriors laying 3, total 228. I'll be honest. I played 3.5 with the Warriors. It's down to 3. How about that? Obviously, sharp money coming in and taking the Memphis Grizzlies here. If Golden State wins, they get the 8 seed. It's that simple. If you're the Grizzlies, that's the goal. Or not the. If you're the Warriors, that's the goal. You want to avoid having to play 2 games as opposed to 1. Now, when you look at the Memphis Grizzlies, they basically also have the same situation, right?
Mm-hmm. Because they're 1-1 so far, so tonight's game not only determines the standings, but the tiebreak as well.
Right. So there you go. For all the marbles, a lot like the Wizards-Charlotte game. This is a big one. But here are the differences between these teams. One has Stephen Curry, the other doesn't. Pretty simple. Look, I like Ja Morant. I like some of the guys that the Grizzlies throw out there. And these are 2 teams that are pretty top-heavy. What role group do you like better? Do you like Draymond? Do you like Poole? Do you like those guys? Or do you like Valanciunas and Dylan Brooks and guys like that? Curry hasn't played since Tuesday. Okay, if you remember, you look at the last 2 games for Stephen Curry. 4 for 24 from 3.
Yeah.
Not good. I don't know if that's going to happen today.
Yeah.
I'll gladly put Curry. I'll gladly grab him here. I'll gladly grab him at the best price. I think Golden State's defense is seemingly better. I'm rocking with Golden State. I think they get the job done here, and I think they win by 5, something like that.
Yeah, so originally I liked Memphis in this game, and I thought Golden State was going to take the money. I thought I'd have a better number this morning than not, and I see the money pouring in on Memphis, and almost makes me glad I didn't get involved here. When you like a dog, and it's a really public dog, doesn't that cause you some hesitance sometimes?
Yeah, of course. I mean, I think for me with this one, like at least I'm back in Golden State, I just don't really want to step in front of this group right now. I mean, I think what's been pretty good about it is, You look at the last couple of games that they've been on in this win streak. I mean, Stephen Curry, hasn't shot the ball well. They've still found ways to win. So, and Steph didn't even play the other night and still beat the Pelicans. Now again,
Right.
Pelicans suck, but that was cool. I mean, I like the role players finding ways. So yeah, I hear you.
Yeah, so I'm actually the more the days going on, the more I'm switching over to your side. If the Memphis keeps taking money, you got to take Golden State. I think that original line was right. I mean, when I did my numbers last night, I got 5. It opened at 4.5. I said, oh, it'll go to 5.5, 6. Maybe get an edge, and it went the other way. So now I'm thinking the edge is with Golden State because I think the line that the books originally posted was the correct line, and I thought the money was going to go the other way. That's why I thought I was going to be getting the extra points here. I think the edge might have switched to the Warriors at this number of -3.
Yeah, these teams are pretty similar. I mean, and obviously are playing for a lot here. So this should be a good one.
Yeah, it should be a close game. I mean, these points are going to matter.
Yeah.
2 points matters here. No, the Jazz moving from 12 to 10 is not going to scare me off a bet. This game, I think 2 points is huge.
Yeah, and it could be even too many at 3, but I'm going to lean on it and go with the Warriors here. Next one, Cleveland at Brooklyn. Brooklyn laying 13, total 225. Brooklyn, I mean, you're grabbing that 2 seed. Look, I don't really want to talk much about this game. Brooklyn's not going to lose, okay? I don't know who they're going to play tonight.
Why did they list the big 3 doubtful? Why did they do that?
I guess they don't care about the game. I don't know.
I mean, they do. I mean, isn't there a possibility if they lose today and Milwaukee wins that they drop to 3?
I guess that would be my only thought. I guess maybe they still think they can beat the Cavs. I don't know. Cavs are dreadful. I think we'll see at least one of them. I don't know why it's doubtful, but I think you'd see Harden. You'd have to see Harden, right? Why would Harden sit? He's been out
I was
forever.
surprised that they're all doubtful. I thought they would just get it. To me, if I was a coach, I understand you want to rest your guys, but you got the week off. I'd let them out there, just get the 20-point lead, and then pull them.
If just Harden plays, would you take 13 with Cleveland? They try Okoro and Sexton, those guys.
Yeah, I know. That's why it's tough. I think that 13 number's pretty sharp, and with just Harden, I think I'd like Cleveland. Durant's the one that would put me on the Brooklyn side.
Keep in mind, Cleveland is the worst team in the league against the spread. So, tread lightly. This is a complete pass because, again, we don't know who's going to play for Brooklyn. Even if just Harden plays, they're still going to win. That's all the goal is here. Yeah. Winning by 14 or more, a little bit different proposition.
Yeah, exactly.
If you have a comment or question, feel free to reach out in the chat. Thanks for watching. Thanks for checking us out. For checking us out on the replay, we appreciate it. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for checking us out. All right, next one. Atlanta hosting Houston. Atlanta laying 8.5, total 232. Here's the thing. By this time, when this game starts at 7:15 Eastern time, the Knicks are likely going to win. Okay, that means the Hawks game against Houston will mean very little. Who the hell knows what we see from? I don't think anyone will play for Atlanta at that point because Atlanta will be kind of figured into that 5 seed. And they're going to play the Miami Heat. When you look at Houston, I mean, they've already mentioned Kevin Porter's not going to play. A lot of guys not going to play. But we will see like Kelly Olynyk, Jayshawn Tate, a couple of guys that have been able to score. I glassed over this one as well. Complete pass. I guess the only way it matters, maybe you look at this and just kind of watch the Knicks game. If the Knicks somehow lose and you get Atlanta at 8, maybe that makes sense. But I don't think it's going to mean much for Atlanta.
Wait. I'm trying to figure this out.
I mean, if the Knicks win, they're clinching the 4 seed.
Yeah, for some reason, I don't have my tiebreakers right. I thought because Atlanta won their division that they would win the tiebreaker, but I'm reading here it looks like the Knicks will have that 4.
Yes, the Knicks clinch if they win the 4 seed.
Okay.
If they win, they get the 4 seed. The Hawks would play the Heat, so there's really no wriggle room here. So this game either will mean something or it won't, and that would be if the Knicks somehow lose. So it's a pass for me because I think the Knicks are going to win.
Yeah, I'd stay away from that game too. Maybe the only way you get involved is if Atlanta sits everybody, and then you could take the Fighting Houston Rockets at that like to cover, but
Yes, because they do try. That's one thing that
but you'd have to be getting the 14 or 15 like we talked about earlier before you're even considering it. So most likely it's a complete stay away.
Now keep in mind, there might be people watching this for the first time saying, "Why are you guys passing on a lot of these games?" It's the last game of the season, the last day of the season. Okay, again, playoffs would be a lot different, but we can't just sit here and throw darts on games that we don't know that are going to go on or happen or whatever as far as who's going to play. Next one, it's going to be another pass. Sixers Magic might be the most pointless game on the card, frankly. Sixers are the 1 seed. Magic are way out. I guess lottery stuff. I mean, Magic
could use the loss technically, but it's not going to really matter. It's going to be like very small percentages on the ping pong ball.
Right. And again, it all comes down to, at the end of the day, ping pong balls. So,
I
mean, it really doesn't matter. Sixers, again, I will say there's no props yet. I'd look towards a Shake Milton prop here. I think Shake gets a lot of run today. He's been off a lot. He's had injuries. He's always kind of the backup guy. They're probably going to give him 25 minutes, I'd imagine. Shake Milton prop might be worth a look. Kind of like that Seth Curry prop, kind of a similar type of role in this game. Shake Milton might be worth a look. Maybe George Hill, Maxey, those kind of props. But this game means absolutely nothing to either team, and it is a gloss over and pass.
Yeah. Is Maxey playing? Tyrese Maxey?
Let me take a look here.
I didn't see him on the injury report, but
I would imagine. I don't see any reason why he wouldn't. I mean, he hasn't gotten a ton of minutes in the second half of the season. He plays in games like this. I think for Doc and for Tyrese, the goal is to learn and to get run. So I'd imagine you see, from a Sixer standpoint, I think you see a lot of Maxey, Isaiah Joe, Shake Milton, Furkan Korkmaz, Paul Reed, that group, Mike Scott. You're going to see a lot of that. It wouldn't surprise me if I think you get as much rest as you can for the big boys. So.
Yeah, it's a quick, easy game. Maybe if you want to do a prop, but this is the easiest one to pass on.
Next one, Miami and Detroit. Miami laying this is another interesting line here, right? Miami laying 5 at Detroit. Total 214. Detroit is sitting all the big stars, I guess, or if you call them stars, Jeremy Grant, Plumlee, Wayne Ellington, guys like that. Miami, another team that if the Knicks win, it won't really matter much. They will play the Hawks in that 5-6 matchup. And another game, tough. Miami has won 11 of 15, though. They're playing good basketball. Miami's second unit is pretty solid, however you slice it. Definitely lean on Miami here. Detroit has been a good ATS team, but not recently. They've kind of fallen behind the doldrums. I think Detroit, you want to lose every game you can. Heat yesterday, it was, kind of a mixture of backups and, starters. But I will say, their backup group, I think you'll see a lot of Bjelica today, Dragic, Iguodala, Duncan Robinson will probably get some minutes, Achue, Apala. I lead on the Heat here. It's a tough one, though. It's kind of reminiscent of that Pacer game, though it doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, this one I think might be a little different. Miami, I could see Slew hitting the injury report after the Knicks game. And then also, Detroit is locked in to number 2. They're locked into number 2, so they can win today. And it doesn't ruin their lottery chances. So maybe we get a little bit more focus from Dwayne Casey tonight and keeping the guys that are playing well out there, since it won't hurt the franchise overall.
Now, I know you don't want to hear this, but you know who the Kings should start to play like? Detroit.
Yeah. I'm with you.
Detroit every year has a good pick. They're building a team slowly. They've got a decent coach. You look at the Kings. Same team every year. Don't ever make the playoffs and aren't good enough to get good picks.
Yep.
Or going bad enough to get good picks.
Yeah, it's just so frustrating. Being in the mid-range in the NBA, it's just really rough.
It's brutal. This is where the Sixers were for a while. Then they just said, you know what? Tank downtime.
Oh, I'd love to have Hinkie here in Sacramento.
Yeah. Dallas and Minnesota. Dallas laying 6.5, total 230. Minnesota let us down yesterday.
Yeah, they did.
But again, this is the kind of role you want Minnesota in. 6.5, 7, that kind of range. Dallas is a team that need a W, right? Tiebreakers get a little interesting in this kind of area. If the Mavs win, they would, I believe, clinch the 5 seed. So I don't know if, they don't want to. I'm trying to think here. I think the Mavs are pretty much set. I think that they need a win to clinch the 5 seed, though, right?
If the Nuggets lose tonight and the Clippers lose and then Dallas won, then the Dallas would be 5. And if the Clippers win, Dallas will be 5 either. So yeah, they do need this game for the difference between 5. Looks like they're going to be 5 almost no matter what.
So again, they need to basically win, but this probably doesn't mean it. I don't think. Here's what I'll say: Carlisle hasn't played Doncic much anyway. I like Minnesota here. I'll be honest. This is a better role for them. This game opened 8 actually. So it's come down a bit. You're not getting the best price on the Timberwolves, but we've seen with this group in Minnesota spread, they have, for the most part, tried. They want to win games. They want to go out on a high note. I kind of like them here in a back-to-back.
Yeah. I do too. You know, we talked so good about Minnesota yesterday, and just because they let us down against Boston doesn't mean that all the praise we gave them yesterday isn't applicable. It was just a rough routing against a motivated Celtics team, which we didn't expect. So another interesting situation here tonight, and of course it could be similar with Minnesota not showing up again because obviously they're not that good, or they would be fighting for a playoff spot as well.
Just didn't play real well yesterday.
Yeah, but I would like Minnesota here. It's a dog or pass situation for me.
Yeah, I mean, you're getting a nice amount of points here for a team that, I mean, would it surprise us if we don't see certain people in the second half or whatever? This is a role you want the Minnesota Timberwolves in. Portland and Denver. Portland laying 9 total, 229. It's pretty clear the Nuggets aren't looking to win. I don't think they're going to try to win this game. You want to avoid the Lakers if you can, and the Nuggets will do that. The Portland Trailblazers, obviously, with a win, would be in that Dallas-Portland matchup. So, I think the goal is to avoid the Lakers, and that's what the Nuggets are trying to do. Portland, they would play Dallas, I believe, if they win here. Who plays for Denver is the question. I mean, this is going to be a lot of Campazzo and Jared Vanderbilt and guys like that. I think he's still in the Denver Nuggets.
I think he's on.
He might
Minnesota
be on
right now.
Minnesota actually.
In the
Good
Beasley
call.
deal.
Yeah, good call. It's Portland. They'll win. I don't really have any other thought outside of that, though.
Yeah, the only funny thing about this game is why didn't Denver just be obvious about it? They put Campazzo, Jokic, Gordon, and MPJ all on the questionable tag. Everybody knows, including the books, that they're not going to play because this line is -10, right? So that obviously indicates that we all. I mean, why don't? What's the subterfuge here? Why don't we just admit that these guys are stating they don't want to play the Lakers?
I will say though, like when you look at the backup unit for the Nuggets, like Konkar, Howard, Najee, Monty Morris, Jermichael Green, it's not terrible. I mean, but
Howard was because I don't watch college like you do, right?
Marcus
So
Howard,
Howard was a guy that was not on my radar. He's not.
he was a great scorer, one of the best scorers in the country in his senior year at Marquette.
Yeah, and it's translating to the NBA level, so he's not a bad little pickup there for Denver.
Yeah, he's a good scorer. That's always what he does. He's a water bug. He loves us. He's a score guy. That's it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a pass outside of that. Denver is pretty much putting their cards on the table. They don't want to face the Lakers. That's how much LeBron James gains respect. You don't want to see LeBron James at all, no matter where you are. And isn't that just setting up perfectly for the Lakers? They're going to get the Suns, right? And
yeah.
The Suns, for whatever you want to say about them, the Suns got to try to hopefully get that 1 seed. I mean, Jazz would be in the crosshairs. And you know what? I wouldn't have any issue with that because I hate the Jazz. I don't want to watch the Jazz. See that, Jazz. So come on, Jazz.
You and Vernon Maxwell.
Yeah, lose tonight for the Kings. Come on. All right, Clippers in Oklahoma City. This is another quick one. Clippers didn't play anyone the other night. Kawhi and Paul George are both out. it's all about Luguentz-Dort, and Luguentz-Dort's not going to play either. Who cares about this game? What a joke.
Yeah, I mean, the funny thing is, technically, if the Nuggets won and the Clippers lost, the Nuggets would take the 3. But, of course, that would push L.A. into 6. So, do the Clippers tank again here? It looks like they're going to. I see Rondo, Zubac, Morris, Leonard, Jackson, George, and Beverly. So it looks like it's going to be the DeMarcus Cousins-led Clippers tonight against OKC. I mean, who's going to out-tank each other?
I mean,
OKC's been so bad. But
Rockets.
against the Rockets, who have been trying, right? OKC just basically pulled their hand back. You know, once they started sitting Lou Dort, it's like they can't compete.
Yeah, this is going to be the Jay Scrub show.
Yeah.
With Yogi Ferrell and DeMarcus Cousins. So, yeah, another tough one. I mean, do you actually take a shot with OKC here?
The money line? Yeah, I that's the only way to approach this game, and that's only if, like, you just feel like gambling and you just can't get down to the casino to play some roulette or some blackjack, right? I mean, it's not a plus EV bet, but it's probably the best bet in the game.
I mean, the thing is, the Thunder, I think they're the 4 seed, or the fourth worst team, as far as I know. But
right now they're number 3. They're tied with Orlando. I don't know how the tiebreak works. They're both 21-50 with Orlando.
So basically, in layman's terms, neither team wants to win.
Right.
But I think the Clippers will, and that'll be all that matters.
Yep.
Lakers and Pelicans. Lakers laying 8 total, 223. Lakers obviously going to look to win here. If they win this game and they get some other things to shake out, they could jump to that 6 seed, right? So
exactly.
Lot going on. And look, we know deep down the Lakers have but the problem is they don't control their own destiny. Right. They can win and other things can happen and it wouldn't matter. They're still the 7th seed. So I just think the NBA is destined to put LeBron in the playing game. We know how many eyes that will grab. We know how big that is. Do you look first half here for the Lakers? Thought they were pretty strong yesterday against Indiana. I think they were up. I want to say they were up 8 at the half. But I was disappointed with the defense. And the Pelicans, for what it's worth, again, you're going to get a second group for the Pelicans, but this group has played pretty hard. You played well the other night against the Warriors. Played well the other night against the Pelicans, or against the Grizzlies. So, this is a team. Nickeil Alexander-Walker's been awesome for them. Jackson Hayes. Do you look AD props again? I mean, you mentioned that yesterday.
Yeah. The big thing that I took away from yesterday is LeBron looked healthy. Didn't you think he looked pretty good yesterday?
Well, here's what I'll say. And yes, I do think he looked good. I thought he was terrific. And listen, I love watching them with Schroeder. They're just such a different team. Offense is much crisper. It's much better. I think you're probably right to ship here against a team that I don't think is very good offensively, though they have played hard. If a bad defensive showing, I'm kind of liking the Lakers here. I think this game probably goes how I think it will, and they win by 10.
Yeah, but I think if you're going to play it, I think it's just like the Knicks game. Let's just take the first half.
Yeah, I agree with you. And let's do it. Currently, first half is, what do we got here? 4.5?
Yeah.
I like it. Lakers first half, Knicks first half. I like that. All right. 2 more games. And this one's going to be a skip completely. Milwaukee and Chicago. Milwaukee's a 2-point favorite against Chicago. That tells you all you need to know. Chicago can't make the playoffs. It's probable that the Nets win, so this game won't mean anything to the Milwaukee Bucks, and that's been evident by the line. No one's going to play for Milwaukee. And I guess in this case, you probably lean Chicago, right?
Yeah, I mean, we're not a lot of guys playing for Chicago either. We got...
Who's on the card for them?
So Satoransky's doubtful, Tice is doubtful, Levine's doubtful, and Trey Brown Jr. is doubtful.
But you still get Vucevic, you still get Markkanen, you still get some decent run. I
yeah,
like Chicago.
Not decent. I don't like Chicago without Satoransky. I think that he does so much stuff that doesn't show up in the box score for that
or
team.
Levine, for that matter. They're dreadful. Yeah. Does the under make sense here, do you?
We got a what? 220 number?
223.5. Who plays for the Bucks? I mean, it's a bunch of, you're not going to – here's your Bucks rotation. It's going to be, PJ Tucker. I guess Bryn Four is pretty good offense. Bobby Portis, Pat Connaughton, Jordan Nwora, Diakite. That's going to be your...
Yeah, my worry about the unders, those guys are just going to be shooting threes.
Forbes, yeah.
It just seems like even if they weren't efficient, if it's a high-paced game with a lot of threes, this game could still go over.
Forbes props look good. I don't know if we'll get them, but...
Yeah.
All right, final game, Jazz and Kings. I don't think we're going to talk much from a spread perspective here.
Mm-hmm.
Jazz are going to win. But, again, they're going to get the pressure put on them if the Suns can find a way to win. So, stranger things have happened. But the Kings aren't playing anybody either. So,
yeah,
it's tough. I would love to see the Kings pull off the upset, but it's not likely. I mean, you're going to see a lot of Chimezi Metu, Damian Jones, Delon Wright, Terrence Davis. Though those guys have played pretty well for the Kings, so I don't think it's a foregone conclusion. It's not like it's the Cavs or the Thunder, but I don't know.
Yeah,
Kings are gonna lose.
I'm not betting this game. I do like if we were to try to choose a dog where I take the points with today. I think the Kings wouldn't be bad.
Yes.
We're in Sacramento tonight. It's +10. The guys that they have been putting out there have been they've definitely been trying and competing. It might be even a little better defensively with this lineup. Obviously, can't score as well. Have you seen this guy Louis King?
No.
That we signed? Was he a big guy in college? See, I don't know him, so a lot of times when they come in, he scored 27 for him the other night.
Yeah, as far as I know, I think Louis King. Yeah, he played at Oregon.
King.
He played at Oregon.
Oh, okay.
He didn't play a whole lot at Oregon. I think he had just one season he played there, but yeah. Okay, Louis King, right.
Louis King, excuse me.
Yeah, he was a kick-around guy in the G League, and now he's got an elevation up top.
But he's one of the guys that I would say is definitely taking advantage of his opportunity, right? Rather than have like Buddy Hield just out there like chucking up threes and just standing around, right? You got to get out there grinding every second of the minutes that he's getting. So I almost think it's better to bet the Kings with these try-hard backups.
+10, yeah. All right, best bet time. Again, tread lightly out there, folks. A lot of games that don't mean much. Okay, a lot of games that may not mean anything at night. So keep your eye on things. If the Knicks win, the Hawks, the Heat, they're not going to. Them games mean nothing. Okay, understand what teams need. The games that mean something: Charlotte and Washington, Golden State and Memphis, Lakers and Pelicans. Games that mean absolutely nothing. Magic Sixers, Clippers Thunder, Bucks Bulls. There's a lot of that. So make sure you're treading lightly. If you're just coming in blind, maybe you were out late till 3 a.m. drinking and you're hungover, don't just throw shit in. It's not going to be a good idea for you. All right, so best bets for me. I'm going to go Knicks first half, -7.5 against Boston. I like the Golden State Warriors -3 against the Grizzlies, and I'm going to go Lakers first half against the Pelicans -4.5. You like anything you're going to throw out there?
I mean, I bet all those three that you mentioned. I'm trying to see if I can find anything else that we had talked about. Yeah, just so I'll be a little different, let's go for the over in the Hornets and Wizards. We'll add that one.
I like that one. Great guard play in that game. Should be a fun one.
Let's add that too.
Also, do we have any Bradley Beal info?
Not yet. I can't believe that this game tips off in less than a half hour and we don't know.
Okay, Bradley Beal's in, according to
he
Woj.
is. Yes. Fantastic.
Bradley Beal in, according to Woj. Sources tell ESPN. So there you go.
All right.
But just because you're in doesn't mean he'll play, though, and that's helpful for an over, for sure. Let's see if the over moved at all. Wow, what did we cap it at?
I think it only moved 1 point. It's 227 to 228.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right, guys, that's that for us. Again, I will not be on tomorrow. No show tomorrow, no show tomorrow, no show tomorrow. We'll tweet that out just to remind you. Spread, great stuff the last 2 days. I know you're doing some family stuff today. Have fun.
Thank you.
I am going to get ready here, pack up. I'm headed to the shore, so I'm sure I'll tweet a video or two out later. So if you're in Borgata, if you're in Atlantic City, contact me. I'll be there tonight. I'm going to go see some places tomorrow. I might move down there, so we'll see.
All right.
You have a good night, Spread. Enjoy the
Thank
last
you.
day of the NBA.
Yeah, enjoy your trip.
The last day. Thank you, buddy. Have a good day. We're back Tuesday. We'll see Spread next week. We'll get the playoff rotation figured out. Playoffs are going to be here next week. Can't wait. That's going to be exciting. Playing games, all that stuff. We'll see you Tuesday here on Pickswise, presented by FanDuel. This is the Hoops Betting Hour. I'm the big man on campus. He's Spread Astaire. See you later. Follow Spread on Twitter at Spread Astaire. Great tennis, great basketball, great stuff. Thanks, Spread.
Thank you for having me. Have a good, enjoy your trip today.
Thanks, buddy. Enjoy your day.